this is the Provoked Prawn, and this is a video to compare two fantastic wireless gaming headsets, the Corsair HS80 and the Razer BlackShark V2 Pro. These are two premium wireless gaming headsets that when used on PC deliver high quality audio and a really good setup. They're both interesting devices with a number of nice features that make them worth comparing. That includes interesting microphones, great positional audio in a number of different ways, and an interesting setup. You can see the BlackShark V2 Pro, for example, quite stealthy, and it looks like an airplane pilot's headset, while the Corsair HS80 is an interesting one with a RGB lighting on the outer ear cup and a really nice comfortable setup with an interesting floating headband design. Now both of them are wireless headsets, but they also offer some interesting spec differences. For example, the Corsair HS80 has a slipstream wireless dongle that gives you up to 48 kHz 24-bit sample rate and a decent frequency response of up to 40,000 Hz over wireless, and it also has a USB-C connection that allows you to plug in on PC and get up to 96 kHz 24-bit sample rate, which is a high-res audio sound. It also has an interesting design that includes an aluminium frame that's designed to be durable and long-lasting, as a flip-to-mute microphone, and this floating headband design that I'll show you more of in a minute, which offers some superb comfort. This is a sturdy, lightweight and comfortable gaming headset which has a really nice fit to it, and I found it incredibly comfortable. I said it is the most comfortable Corsair headset that I've ever used when I reviewed it. And a quick note, if you want to find out more about either of these headsets, check out the links in the description to the review where you'll be able to hear the microphone and take a look at the software and get a lot more in-depth look at each of the headsets. I will say that the mic on the HS80 is the superior of the two. Be sure to check out the reviews to hear the difference, but you will find there's a broadcast quality microphone on this one, and it delivers a much better quality than the BlackShark V2 Pro. The BlackShark, however, does have some interesting highlights to it. As I said, quite an understated and unusual design with these sort of thin prongs connecting from the headband to the headset. It also has a nice bit of wiggle in it, as you can see, and a very stealthy look and feel. As well as being wireless, it also has a 3.5mm connection option, which the HS80 doesn't. It has a detachable microphone, which the HS80 doesn't. And it also has an interesting setup with a little bit more battery life. You get about 20 hours out of the HS80 and up to about 24 from the BlackShark. But it's obviously going to vary depending on how you're using it and what you're doing. They both have 50mm drivers, but the Razer only goes from 12 Hz to 28 kHz in terms of frequency response, and it doesn't deliver that high-res audio that the HS80 does. Now here you can see a look at the design of the headband and the differences between them. You'll see this has this floating strap design, so that strap sits on top of your head, and you can adjust the size of it from the two little Velcro bits at the top here, which you can simply adjust and reposition to either lengthen or shorten that strap. And that strap stops the headset from sitting on top of your head in terms of the top layer of the actual headband, which is quite interesting. It's similar to the Steel Series lineup of headsets. This has a nice bit of padding on the strap, and it is easy to adjust. However, I will note that if you have a massive head, you might find a problem in terms of the length, because you can't really extend it that long. However, I certainly found this to be very comfortable. It has these very soft cloth ear cups, which are incredibly soft on the ears, very similar to that on the Logitech G Pro X Wireless or the Astro A50, a really soft cushioning that feels quite similar to like cotton wool or something like that. It's incredibly soft. They're also large and deep enough to cover the ear nicely without putting any pressure on the outside or top and bottom of the ear, and therefore easy to wear for hours and hours on end. Really delightful, and I really like them. One thing that you will see though from these clips is it's not possible to remove them, so if you want to change with some other ones you will struggle to be able to do that, which is a shame and one small negative point. Now the Razer BlackShark V2 Pro by comparison has a slightly different setup. Obviously you've seen the way The headband works. It has a different sort of extension that extends from the prongs, but the Earcups do twist in quite nicely, and so it does sit on the head quite well. It has a decent clamping force, but it's also designed to be really lightweight to make it easier to wear for a longer period of time. It's very light, and I'll leave all the specifications in the description so you can find out more on paper about what they're like, but it is certainly a lightweight setup. And it also does have removable ear cups. What I will say about the standard ear cups is they aren't very comfortable. They are described as ultra soft flow knit memory foam. It has some nice memory foam cushioning on the inside, but I found the actual outer edges of it to be quite scratchy and uncomfortable. This is that sort of material that the cheaper gaming headsets out there usually have, and I find it to be obnoxious on my ears. It's just scratchy and uncomfortable and not that great. However, what I will say is that despite the fact this headset doesn't have high-res audio, it does have good sound. It delivers a good, rich sound experience, and it has THX audio, which you can adjust within Razer Synapse software, and it gives you a good positional audio experience and good audio all round. And as I said, it also has the benefit of not only having the wireless connectivity, but also 3.5mm connection. However, the micro USB connection is only for charging purposes, so you won't plug it in and get the connectivity that way. But it is a good looking headset, and it sits nicely on the head and is easy to adjust, and I think you'll probably find that it will fit most heads quite easily, and the ear cups are certainly nice. I wasn't too sure about how this headband would stand up over time, but actually when you start using it, it's not as flimsy as it looks like it might be, so it's not a problem in that way. And you can see it's really easy to adjust and get the positional changes on it too. You also have that volume wheel on the outside and the button for mic mute and such. Now, the Corsair HS80 has a flip to mute microphone, and the mic is definitely superior. I've already said this, but it's worth reinforcing that point. The microphone on this is fantastic. It has a little light to let you know when it's muted, and you obviously have simple controls for the power and volume control. You can also press that volume button in to switch between the EQ profiles within Corsair's iCue software, but unfortunately you do need that running in order to do that. The BlackShark V2 Pro has a chunky volume wheel on the outside, which is easy to adjust. And it also has a mic mute button at the rear and the power button to turn it on and off. Micro USB charging port and the 3.5mm connection. So it has more on offer in terms of the connectivity and the setup there, and certainly looks the business. But I do think that the HS80 is superior in terms of the comfort and the audio on offer, and that is certainly going to be the more appealing option. And also, to be honest, the microphone sells it as well. BlackShark is certainly not a bad device though, and it does have the ability to adjust the microphone within the software, so you can tweak things like that. Obviously both have large 50mm drivers, so they're both loud as well, so you've got a good sound from them. You have the good positional audio with THX on the Razer headset, and on the Corsair headset, as long as you're using it on Windows, you have access to Windows Sonic Sound or Dolby Atmos. Dolby Atmos license is included as standard with the HS80. All you need to do is plug it in, download Dolby Access, and it automatically recognizes, and that gives you Dolby Atmos positional audio in games, and it's fantastic for movies, music, and more as well. Two fantastic headsets, the HS80 being my preference, but they're both well worth considering. This has been the Provoked Prawn. Thanks for watching. This has been the Provoked Prawn. Hope you found this video useful, interesting, hilarious, or otherwise. Take a look at these other videos that I think you might find interesting as well, and have a look at the description for links and other information you might find useful. Click that join button to see the benefits of being a member of my YouTube channel, and most importantly, have a great life.